Like going live in 0 seconds. That's pretty cool. How'd you
Oh,
do that?
I've got my ways. I've got my
That
ways.
is awesome. Oh, we're live now. Hey, everybody, we're live.
Hello, everybody.
We're just gonna do some random talking right now while we do
Good evening.
while we do our setup.
Well, I shared mine thanks to Mr. Pineapple.
Yay.
Pineapple.
Thank you, Pineapple. I'll own it. I'm okay with that. I own it.
It's just one, Mr. Pina.
Mm-hmm.
How did you share it so fast?
Because I'm fly
Because
like
Jane
that.
shared it.
Oh,
Paul said he's having a technology fail, guys.
Who is?
Our special guest star is having
Our special guest. I don't think he's.
Well, for all those who did show up on time tonight, thank you. Give me a big thumbs up, okay?
I know that's right. Thank y'all for being here.
I appreciate that.
And
so tell us what you did today while you're joining us tonight, and hopefully we can get our guests on. So these are times that we can't account for, right, guys? We have we have guests lined up, and sometimes the internets or the Apples or the PCs just kind of want to do what they want to do at times,
or the androids,
they like to take over.
Don't forget about them.
If it wasn't for them, I'd be out of a job, though. To be honest, if these kind of snafus didn't happen, I wouldn't have a job. So
that's right.
So,
me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, snafus.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're the it crowd.
Essential and it.
Essential. And
speaking of snafu, I was watching this anime. I know Sandy. I know Sandy. Anime's not your thing, but I like watching anime. And there's this one. It's called something snafu. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I'm done with that part.
We actually just told Cade this week what snafu stood for.
What does it stand for?
You might have to Google it.
Does it is it an acronym?
It's an acronym. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, then let me Google that.
I knew what FUBAR means, but I didn't know that snafu was actually
It means a confused or chaotic state. A mess.
Yeah, but the acronym actually stands for something.
Oh, is an acronym that is widely used to stand for the sarcastic expression situation. Oh, situation normal. All. Oh, I can't say that.
That sounds like
all up. Did you hear that? It's for situation normal. All up. It's a well-known example of military acronym slang. So Jabba would know that, right?
Yeah, Jabba would know that.
Jabba would be like, "Come on."
He would probably smack me for not knowing what that meant.
Oh wait. However, the original military acronym stood for status normal. All bloop up.
Status normal. Oh, so it's not really status normal because you have to wait for the rest of the sentence to come through.
Okay, so I just learned a new word. It says it is sometimes bowdlerized.
Balderized?
That's the word. What does that even mean? Where did that come from? Have you used that word before in a sentence?
I use it all the time, actually. Probably once a day.
When's the last time you used it, Sandy? Tell me about that, please. Would you use that word in a sentence, please?
Yes. Sandy boulderized her coffee this morning.
Can you tell me if that is a noun?
I found the word balderized in the dictionary under the letter B.
I declare shenanigans on Joe and Sandy.
No. You just said Joe.
Totally. It's an adjective of a text or account having had material considered improper or offensive removed. So instead of all blooped up, so bloop, it would be boulderized. I'll own it. I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
Yep. Hey, Rain.
So today is Taco Tuesday, and I have a Taco Tuesday.
Tuesday already?
Yeah, I have a Taco Tuesday story.
Tell us.
I'm going to tell you. It's right here.
Okay.
My family, I'm sitting on the sofa, and my whole intention for today was not to go anywhere. I was like, I went to Walmart on Monday, and I was like, I'm not going to do anything the rest of the week. I'm not going to drive out anywhere. Well, they got hungry around 5 o'clock. I don't know why, but
blue hairs.
They got hungry, and they were like, "Hey, we want Chick-fil-A." And of course, my family loves Chick-fil-A, except
For the
my
one who
wife.
works. Oh, okay.
She hates Chick-fil-A. She hates what they stand for, and she's not fond of their food. So
I don't know what they stand for. Chris, if you're watching this, tell me what they stand for.
I don't. Please do not. Don't ask her. Please stop.
I want to know what
Don't
you're
do
thinking,
that.
okay?
'Cause it
Chris,
drives me crazy. Anyways, past that, she wants Rose's Cafe, and because the days are blending together, I'm like, I don't know what day it is until I pull up into the Roses driveway, and it's Taco Tuesday, and so there are at least 25 cars lined up around this building.
Yes.
And I am so upset. But I text her. I'm like, there are at least 20 cars in this line. She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's Taco Tuesday." Everyone knows Taco Tuesday. It's busy. You avoid Roses on Taco Tuesday. And by the time I could get to where I could text her, I had pulled in, and I was like the 9th car in line, and so I couldn't get out. So I just had to sit there. And we had Chick-fil-A in the seat next to us. So
getting
were you
cold.
all in the car though?
no.
Well, not her. Oh,
I'm the only one.
Joe's the grocery getter.
yeah.
I'm the hunter. Yes.
Oh no.
I think you tapped it, and I think that's what's going on.
Guys, if y'all want to know what just happened, tune in on Friday for the Freaky Friday episode, okay?
I think I have aliens in my earpods.
Oh, yes.
I think you might. Can you hear me now?
Something is probing my ears.
Right. Yeah, we can
you
hear you now. Yeah, we can hear
Oh,
you.
okay.
We can
What
hear
about now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I'm not doing anything different, just saying that.
Yeah. So while I'm
I was gonna say,
frustrated in
sound like
line,
that annoying commercial.
while I'm frustrated in line, I'm like, now our food's gonna get cold because you wanted Roses. So I turned. So this is a little hack. If you turn the seat heater on, it'll keep your food warm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
just for you know, hey, what's up, Jeremy? Jeremy is my friend from Hawaii.
Hi, Jeremy from Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
He lives
Jeremy.
on the little lima bean island called Lanai.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, okay. Michelle's
you
here
Hello,
too.
Michelle Meyer.
Oh, Michelle, she is a friend of mine from high school, and she actually helped me name my softball team. My
Oh, this
softball
is Running with Scissors.
was Running with Scissors. Yeah.
Awesome.
And she came up with the name. I didn't pay her though, so hopefully she's not coming on here to collect because
I think you just sent us an invoice. That was really weird.
Jeremy said aloha. Yakuza Shaka.
Aloha. What's up, brada? This brada. Yeah, brada.
I'm gonna
So
let you own that one.
I don't know what to do. We had a guest. We were supposed to be talking to our guest, and so we're kind of
yeah. He's still not able to get the link, guys. He still can't access it. He can't get it to work. He's in the comments, but he's not able to.
Oh no! She's asking for money.
No.
I've recently moved to Hawaii with my friend Jeremy, so unfortunately,
Somebody delete that message.
it
Delete
may
that
be a
invoice.
little bit. And my Venmo, PayPal, direct contact, Facebook Messenger is
Oh,
not
you know
able
what?
to send
Hey,
money.
Jeremy, remind me what Aole Pelikia means again, please, in the comments. Aole Pelikia. I think I
No?
remember what it means, but I'm gonna see if I got it right. I had friends. Oh, the girls' godparents back in Lubbock. They're from Guam,
Mhm.
and so they taught me that. What was the other one? The Don Tasha Mustasha.
So
Something
wish
like
your
that.
friends were hot like me.
Oh, wait. Look, hold on.
Wrong.
Oh,
Hey, Paul.
Hey guys,
he made it. Welcome to the
Uh,
show, Paul.
well, thank you so much. I didn't have a grandchild here to show me how to do all this. So,
We
you gotta realize
understand.
well, I just did my first Zoom meeting 3 weeks ago, so this is a little new to me. But anyway, thanks for having me.
I'm so glad you were able to get in. Good to see you, Paul. I feel like it's been ages since I've seen you.
How are you holding up, Paul?
It has been a while.
So we'll cover something real quick just so that we can
well.
help bypass some of the snafus, Paul. But if you're on your phone, let's make sure the do not disturb is on, just because if it rings or you get some notifications, it's possible we may lose your audio. And I don't want you to feel like, oh, I'm talking. Why aren't they listening to me?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And then you may want to get a little closer to the phone so we can hear you.
Okay. I'm actually on the iPad right now. So.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. It sounds good.
Perfect. And that right there is a good angle. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. The director has definitely got you right in frame.
So Sandy, Paul is your guest, right? You met him actually.
Paul is my guest.
Please introduce him.
Paul Faulkner is the organizer. He is our fearless leader for our group, Lubbock Fit. So Paul, tell us more. I'm not a big leader. I just in the background.
Right.
He's not in the background.
Yeah.
I didn't hear last night's episode. She was not in the background. Well, Paul, thank you for coming in the show. We appreciate you. So this is the way that the three of us, we try to be socially undistant during these distant times. And so we like to have guests on the show to kind of tell us about what they do and kind of like what's your skill in life or your niche. And Sandy had suggested running. And so Joe and I thought, yeah, that'd be awesome. And today is our Talk Co Tuesday episode. Yes. And we actually had a guest on last Thursday. Some of you might remember Ben, that Cologne guy. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of his episode, we forgot to ask him what topic what the theme of what today's theme should be, or Fridays. And he told us after the show was over, but we thought with the idea of having a runner on, let's combine his original idea and the runner together on this episode. And so his theme was baseball and no, not just baseball, sports playing sports in empty stadiums. Because I think that's a topic that's hitting around right now, is the idea of, I think the baseball people were the ones who started it first, right?
I think so, yes.
They thought about it, yes.
Or they thought about it, okay. And so the idea, for those who don't know, the idea is that the baseball league, what is the baseball league called, Joe?
MLB.
MLB, is that right, Sandy? Okay.
You are killing me.
So the MLB wants to bring out the sports teams and have them play in Arizona for the entire season, but to empty stadiums because of the things that are happening right now. And so I thought that was a great idea. That we all thought that was a great idea that Ben mentioned. And we're like, we're going to figure out a way to incorporate that. So Paul, you being a runner, that kind of brought up the idea. I'm like, ooh, what would Paul feel like then as a runner if he were to run in an empty stadium and the whole world was watching you, Paul, while you ran?
Right. Yeah, they're cheering you on, but they're way long distance, and you can't hear them.
Yeah. But all the cameras are on you, and all the digital boards everywhere, they all show you running.
Yeah, I kind of experience that when I go run in my neighborhood these days because you're out by yourself. So I did want to make a couple of comments though, guys.
Go right ahead.
I watched your show yesterday, so I would kind of be familiar with y'all. And of course, I know Sandy. I've known Sandy for years and consider her and Eric very good friends.
Thanks,
and
Paul.
was very honored that she would ask me to be here. So I watched your show yesterday, and I had a couple of questions for y'all first, just to kind of.
I do not. I under no circumstance do I want any harm to come to cats. I promise. I promise.
These are not hard questions.
Okay.
Good.
It'd be like you're meeting a new friend. How do you get to be a friend? First of all, Joe, I'm from the Walking Tall generation.
Nice.
And I did see Joe Don Baker. In that movie, I was in high school when that came out, and I am not a violent person, but after I saw that movie, I wanted to go fight somebody.
Right. Oh yeah, and he carries
it
a
was a
2x4
very-
around, and he is like kicking butt with that 2x4.
Yeah, and he just carries a big stick around.
Right.
He doesn't use a gun. He's got a big stick. So I like that movie, but it was emotional. It brought out a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
And then Jamie, Jaime, I'm not sure, since we're new friends, do I call you Jamie or do I call you Jaime?
You can call me Jaime. That's okay.
That was quite a discussion y'all had on that.
So. Yeah. I don't correct them. I'm just like, that's fine. They've known me forever. It's that way. I'm okay with that.
I enjoyed hearing about your weekend. That was very interesting to me because it helped me know a little bit about you, both of you, or all three of you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm glad you watched us.
Yeah.
I did want to make a comment though, because it was Easter weekend and an Easter like I've never seen in my lifetime, and I don't think any of us have.
Mm-hmm.
No.
We watched our church service on the iPad because we can't congregate. So
Yeah.
Right.
I was there. Yep.
And our staff, luckily, is some churches are not up on internet and video technology like me, and but our church really did well. They had they even sang the Hallelujah chorus at the end with about 50 choir members, but they were all in their own homes. And
Really?
there was it looked like a jigsaw puzzle on the, but it was really effective.
I saw that too from my church. It was kind of different, but it was kind of cool too at the same time.
But it made me think of back in the old days, back in February,
In the old world.
You could get in somebody's bubble. Now you can't get in their bubble, but
Right.
back then you could actually touch somebody, put your hands on their shoulders or something, and
Yeah, handshakes weren't so taboo.
Yeah, it made me think of this church down south, and I'm not sure exactly where it was, but I heard this story that this pastor, he was really good at praying for people, and it was the kind of congregation where he would invite people to come to the front with their prayer request. And so this man named Joe came to the front and said, Pastor, would you please pray for my hearing? And so Joe kneeled down and let me put my hands on your shoulders and I'll pray for your hearing. And so the pastor really felt moved, and he moved his hands from Joe's shoulders up here and was really entreating God to help Joe with his hearing. And the pastor really felt that God was moving through this prayer. And so when he got finished praying, Joe stood up and the pastor said, well, Joe, how's your hearing? And he said, well, I won't know till Thursday at the courthouse how that comes out. he prayed for the wrong hearing.
Oh, that's
anyway,
awesome.
That happens now because you can't touch anybody.
Oh, that's...
Anyway,
I was
doesn't
not
have anything
expecting
to
that.
do with running, but
Right, exactly.
That's okay.
Right.
I can tell you watched the show, so
Right.
you're fitting right in, Paul. No
So, Paul, I
issues.
want you to explain to us what Lubbock Fit is and how can somebody be a part of that in their once we're able to be a part of things again.
Well, there used to be a football coach in Lubbock, and now he's moved to Mississippi. But people would ask him a question, and he would answer. He'd never answer the question. He talked about everything else. So I'm gonna, Joe. I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna go back to something you said yesterday.
Okay. Man, am I talking to a lawyer?
I'm just trying to, first of all, you've got me up past my bedtime.
Oh, okay. That was Sandy's fault.
Yes, I knew it.
No, that's okay. But I wrote this down because I get this question a lot. and you said, when I see Paul, I'm going to ask him, how can I get fit without running?
Right.
I don't remember saying that.
He did say
Man, my
I wrote
words
it
are
down.
coming back to haunt me. God.
You got to be careful what you say.
Right.
But I'm going to relate a story of my 87-year-old mother, who she doesn't run and she doesn't walk even.
Mm-hmm.
But every day I go over there to see her and check on her, and she does these word puzzles, where you circle the letters like
The word search.
word search. Thank
okay.
you. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm glad y'all are so helpful.
That's what I'm here for, Paul.
And what she's doing is she's staying fit mentally by doing those puzzles.
Right. Absolutely.
So what I'm going to say to you, Joe, is there's different ways to be fit, and it doesn't have to be running, but I'm an
Absolutely.
advocate. I'm an advocate for, the mental side and also the physical side of. So to answer your question yesterday that you just put out there, if you've got a passion for photography or whatever that passion is, chase after that.
Right.
That's going to keep you fit.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you so
running-
much.
Well, running is not a passion for me until I got into it.
That's why he's going around the
It's a pain.
Well, I'm trying to do a Mike Leach imitation here, but a little bit. So anyway, back to your original question about what is Lubbock Fit.
Mhm.
It is.
It was.
It's on multi levels, but basically, it is a way to change your life with running or walking. And the brochure says something about a marathon or half marathon distance, which to most people is like, how long is that? That seems impossible.
Right.
I watch it every 4 years at the Olympics, and the guys are all from East Africa, and they weigh about 110 pounds. They don't have any body fat. I'd just soon not find out about marathons or half marathons.
Right.
Sandy,
Okay, so
Okay.
I muted that.
Yeah. We don't. We
Hold
haven't. Mute yours right quick.
All right.
Sorry.
I hope that's not something I'm doing.
No.
No.
Let's
Hold
try it one more time.
You're
Sandy.
muted, Sandy. I'm going to unmute you again. Hold on. Unmute.
Sandy, you may have to restart your browser. Okay.
All right.
She'll be
So
back.
Sandy will be back. She's just going to restart, close her browser, and come back in. Sorry about that,
That's
Paul.
what she does.
I didn't
That's what
catch
she
her.
does to me at our meetings. Bro, I'm trying to say something profound, and she's not even paying attention.
This will be a great rewatch for her.
I don't know if she heard that or not.
When she watches it, when she rewatches it later, she will.
So you're not focused on achieving marathons or half marathons is basically what you're trying to say. Is that
Exactly.
correct?
Right. And so I guess our idea is to make it accessible and attainable to get somebody to just try it,
Right.
I don't know exactly how to say that, but I had no distance running background, didn't want to run distances. Our church started a thing called Lubbock Fit, and I thought it was going to be an exercise class or one of these walking or so, the social part of it, and didn't really know what I was getting into, but started it and really enjoyed it. And
I gotta ask
Sandy
Paul.
into running a marathon,
Is that like your significant other helping you out in the background?
Could you hear that? I noticed your kids both gave y'all hugs last night
Right.
Yeah.
for bedtime. I'm wondering if Vicky's going to come in and give me a hug.
That'll be
Or
fine. It's
Probably,
okay.
probably an elbow to the ribs. That's right.
At first, I thought it was Joe's wife yelling at him in the background. Actually, I was like, "Wait a minute, he's repeating what she's saying." Which is okay.
My better half.
We're all
my
married
better
here,
half.
and we all need that help from our better half. So
Exactly.
there's no shame in it.
Okay, so let me tell you guys how we came to hear about Lubbock Fit.
Okay.
Paul was on talk radio, and Eric's a huge talk radio listener, whatever the word is. And so
Fan.
Yes, one of those. And he actually used to drive a lot for work. So he was always listening to talk radio. So he calls me one day because he was pretty fed up of me complaining about my weight. And he says, "Hey, Stan, there's this guy that was on the radio that's talking about running and, helping you lose weight and get fit." And so anyway, he said, "Do you want to see about joining?" And I'm like, "Sure. How hard is running? How hard could running possibly be?" And so we show up that Saturday for our first meeting, and they're talking about all this running stuff. I've never ran before in my life. I ran for my mother when she was going to whoop me, but that's about it. And so anyway, they're like, "All right, who's going to do a half marathon and a marathon?" I didn't know what a half marathon was and a marathon, so I said, "I'll do a marathon. That's fine." Yeah. So I raised my hand, and they give me this blue band, and they're like, "Okay, all the marathoners, this is the color for your band that you put on your shoe." I'm like, "Okay." So anyway, I get home, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to start training for a marathon." I didn't ask any questions, and then maybe several months down the road, I finally learned what a marathon was. No, I did not run a marathon my first year or my second year or my third year. I finally ran a marathon my fourth year of being with Lubbock Fit. So I'm actually going on 6 years of running with Lubbock Fit. And it took me,
Wow.
I took several off seasons, and I just made that off season up. There's no such thing as off season. I don't run when it's cold. I don't run when it's hot. I mean, it has to be just right.
You have to be in the Goldilocks zone.
Yeah.
Yes, it has to be just right. And so that's how I heard about Lubbock Fit, and I've been with Lubbock Fit.
So when you went to that meeting to get your blue rib or your blue band on your shoe, did you meet Paul that day or that
Yes.
time? Okay,
Yes.
okay.
I
I didn't know
did.
if Paul, you were just like the spokesperson, and you're the face of it, and no one really sees you, and so,
No, Paul's out there running with us. Paul's out there
usually
talking to us every morning, every Saturday morning, and giving us all this good advice. And I'm too busy being a social butterfly and talking and hugging everybody. And so,
he's like, "Sandy, I'm talking here."
yes, pretty much. He has to wait patiently for me to give my hellos to everybody, and then we can start.
And then we can start.
Mhm.
She's like, "Okay, Paul, you're ready. You can go now."
Right.
It's your turn.
Well, I do defer to Sandy usually, if and a lot of the other ladies in the group, because a lot of times what they have to say is a little more important than what I need. And then you get a pulse for where the group's at, and there's always that's the thing that I really enjoy about it, is the social aspect of getting together. We get together every Saturday for a group run, and we share life, and that's this social distancing is not fun for us, because we like to pat each other on the back and hugs and give a lot of encouragement, and we're not able to do that right now, except through social media.
Video stuff like this. Yeah, I
Well,
feel you,
and
Paul.
so-
I'm a hugger, so I'm like, yeah.
I don't
So
know.
what we're doing now is we run in our own neighborhood. Sometimes we do. Is that me again?
No.
Go ahead.
Sometimes we do just the treadmills and all that good stuff, and so then we just send our stuff to our coaches. That way they can post. We're still running. We're just social distancing from everybody.
Yeah, that was one of the challenges because normally we have 20 to 40 people on Saturday mornings, and when the governor of Texas put in that 10-person limit, that kind of cramped our style a little bit. But we want to go by the rules, and we sure don't want somebody in our group to spread the virus. And so far nobody has been sick, but you don't want to take the chance.
Right. 20 to 40 people on a Saturday have nothing better to do. I'm just I'm just saying.
Well, sometimes sometimes we have mimosas and donuts, and so that motivates me. And when we have cinnamon rolls, and so I'm anytime that there's food or a party,
That's a running
I'm
club
there.
I could be a part of. I
ran
so
to
anyone in Bloomington, if you're running the Lubbock Fit Club with mimosas and donuts in the morning, hit me up and let me know, okay?
Yes, because that's what we do.
Our best turnout is usually when we go to Mexican cafe for breakfast. We usually have about 50 people show up for that one.
Yes.
So,
they always say if you put food out there, usually you get more people to join your whatever it is you're trying to.
Right.
So Jaime and Joe, that's the key to it is making it fun and making it enjoyable, because when you have a 5 or 6 or 7 mile run and you're just running by yourself, that's not a whole lot of fun unless you're really super motivated. But if you have some people along with you, the time goes by because you're in the social distancing days. You're visiting about, usually about food.
Yeah.
Where are we going after we run this?
Yes.
We're like, where are we going to go eat after this?
Right. Exactly.
I can totally feel that, Paul, because I think about like how I'm at work sometimes, or when I was at work sometimes, and my break time would come up, and I'd go around and find whoever else was in the hallways and just start chatting with them and be like, "Oh man, my break ended like 30 minutes ago. I could go back to work. What are y'all doing this weekend though?" So I get that if you're with a bunch of people, you could do whatever everyone's doing for a lot longer than you could if you were by yourself. Because if those people were in the hallway, I'd be like, "Oh, my 10 minutes is up. I got to get back."
Well, Joe, if you'd been running with us last Saturday, and let's say there wasn't restrictions on being together, you'd have been talking about cooking that salmon and all that, and we'd be saying, "Okay, what time are we coming over?"
Right? Yeah, you're like, we're running to your house.
That's typically what we do. Is the Abbeys are going to have a big cookout every weekend, and sometimes we get invited, and sometimes we don't.
I feel you, Paul. I feel you.
It's not all just we're between our walking group and our runners, we're just there for each other, and we do have goals. I mean, we do have goals other than
eating
what we're going to eat after the run, but
yeah, but are they really that much more important than that? Just saying. I'm just playing. So, Paul, let me tell you, I was really looking forward to today's episode, and so I had looked up some like running tips and running videos and stuff, and some things that I wish I would have known before I started running. And I'll let you know, I am not a runner. I am definitely a cooker, a baker, a eater,
candlestick maker,
everything, a basket weaver, but I am not a runner. Okay. But I thought, man, I thinking about having you on tonight, and I know I've seen Sandy's post for years now, seeing her run, and then I was watching some of these videos because I just kind of wanted to have the mindset of, oh, what do runners do? What's the thing for runners? And all this stuff. And I will tell you, I was like, Sandy, you'd be proud too, actually. So today, and I felt silly doing it, but I was like, you know what? I was like, I've been sitting down for a while. I was like, instead of getting up to go walk around the house, I'm actually just gonna run in place. And I kid you not, I took my
Really?
heart rate and I ran in place for about 10 minutes. I have this small little area behind me. You can't see behind the green screen, but I was just going back and forth. And then I was just standing still. And I was just like, one of the things that the lady said that really like tipped me over the edge for me, it was, how did she say it? She was like, she was explaining, like, don't run to, and here's my words, not hers, but don't run to exert all your energy in this short amount of time, basically. And I was like, okay. She goes, run to get your to understand your breathing. And I'd never heard that before, never had it explained. She was like, run so you can control your breathing while you're being active. And then it literally was that piece that for some reason kicked off in my head. And I thought, huh. And I saw, she explained it more. She was like, I tell myself I'm going to run from here to the end of the block when she's tired. And then she's like, and then I say, I'm going to get to the block and my body says I'm going to end there. But my mind says, no, let's go ahead and go to the next block. And then so she goes, by the time she's realizes that she's gotten so far. And I thought, that's so interesting. But I'll tell you, 3 times today, I got up out of my chair and ran in place for about 10 minutes,
That's
just
awesome,
running
Jamie.
in place. And I was like, this was not hard. And I wasn't thinking about, I need to run fast and I need to, hard. And I literally was just thinking, am I breathing okay as I'm running? I'm like, I think I can hold this breathing up. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like I can breathe okay. And so I was like, okay. And so I did it 3 times today and just literally ran and played. My snake, I have a snake that I was running next to. And it's so funny because he was just like, he picks his head up and he's just like looking. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's literally just chilling, looking at me. And then when I stop, he was like, his head's up here, and then he just goes back and he goes, "Oh, okay."
So the snake is wondering if you're going to outrun him now that he's trying to size you up.
Hey, you said you're a hugger, so I'm going to give you a virtual hug.
That's
trying to. Because you started out today on something that may be the first step of a journey, and I'll tell you that first meeting I went to of Lubbock Fit, I didn't know what it was, just like Sandy didn't know what it was. And it was our youth pastor at our church, and he said, okay, gave some kind of like probably what I told Sandy that first Saturday. He goes, you know what, we're gonna do something now. We're gonna run a mile. And I went, run a mile. I haven't done that since junior high school. And there's like 40 people there, and I was one of the oldest ones there. And I just, for some, kind of like you're today about running for 10 minutes, I thought, I'm gonna try to run this mile without stopping. I'm gonna be very, very slow. In fact, I was the very last one. But it felt, it didn't kill me. I didn't get the old, I didn't get the old cramps in my side like I did in high school. But I was just determined to try to do a mile without stopping. And I, like I said, I was the very last one. And so we got back to the parking lot at the church, and I was, boy, I ran a mile. And he goes, you know what? Y'all did so good on that. Let's go do another one. I went, and so I kind of determined, I know I'm going to finish last, but I'm going to see if I can do one more mile. And when I got back to the parking lot, everybody was already there. In fact, some of them were probably driving off by then. But so here's what got me hooked. I got home that morning, and my wife Vicky said, well, how was the Lubbock Fit class? Because as I say, we thought it was an exercise class. And I said, you know what? You won't believe this. I ran 2 miles today.
Wow.
And we were like, and I still couldn't believe it after I told her that. I ran 2 miles, and I was in my mid-50s. I'd never run ever, and I hated it in school. I did everything not to run, but running with a group. And then I guess I kind of maybe learned or started to learn how to set a goal. And I'd never really made a goal like that before. And so what you did today, learning that breathing technique and some of that, you just kind of dipped your toe in the water. And
Jamie.
Keep going.
Well,
Keep going.
And I do plan on it. I thought to myself, I was like, I was gonna run tonight, but things happen, but I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna do this again tomorrow at work. So
Jaime or Jamie, it doesn't have to be running. My wife, she doesn't run, she walks. And she gets as much benefit. In fact, she walks faster than I do. I can really keep up with her. But it's just the moving, and it goes back to what Joe said about being fit. Running in place, or just taking the stairs, or when you go to a big box store, if they're open or not, park all the way farthest part of the parking lot and walk there and back. I mean, that might be half a mile right there.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so it's just the little things like that. And as you get older, you've got to play those mental games with your physical self.
Right.
I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I was interested. So earlier you were saying when you were talking about like just kind of starting off, dipping the toe in the water, and I was thinking about, I was like, one of the facts that I had looked up, I didn't look this specifically up, but I did hear about this man, and it encouraged me. Maybe this is why I felt that tip over. But there's a man whose name is Kelly Netting, and this man weighed 430 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
It was 6 feet tall, and he got the Guinness World Record for finishing a marathon. And this was in Los Angeles. He finished it in 9 hours, 48 minutes, and 52 seconds.
Okay.
He also is a sumo wrestler, actually, too, though.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I thought, man, if this guy can do it, because, at a certain age, I was like, yeah, I don't really care about the time anymore. I'm like, can I just do it, though?
You just care about finishing. That's it.
Yeah. And so that's what I was thinking about this guy. I was like, I wonder if that's what he was doing. So anyway, I will say I was encouraged. Having you here, it did make me feel a little bit more encouraged to be like, I wonder if I can, because Sandy, I got to admit, I just never saw you a runner. When I'd seen you running on your Facebook, I was like, did she run when I knew her? I was like, I
never saw myself as a runner. I've never ran for anything. Might have chased an ice cream truck or two in my life. But and I'm going to be honest, I'm not a big fan of running, but being with my friends, feeding off of their energy, that's the only reason I do it. Because I don't have
a record holder or a gold medalist or anything like that.
No, I just do it because it's fun.
Sandy, I never thought of you as a runner until you passed me on that last race. Then I decided. then I decided that you are a runner because you're faster than me.
What race was this one, Paul?
Every one in the last 2 or 3 years.
True.
I used to be faster than you, but not anymore.
And he did. Paul used to be faster. Thanks, Paul. Paul did used to be faster. And because I used to be, I used to just like to just slowly do, because for me, there is no such thing as a runner's high. Never have felt that in my life.
I've not experienced that either.
And my friend Shauna, she gets a runner's high every time. And I'm like, what? Like, how does that even happen without any drugs? I don't understand it.
It's what she's eating an hour before the run. I learned that too.
Yes, I guess so. But yeah, it's a love-hate relationship with running.
It's honestly a laced banana. I promise you.
Well, Jaime and Joe both. I want to. There's a couple of things. We're talking about the social aspect and all that. One of the really neat things about running or walking is a layperson like Sandy or myself, we can be in the same race with an Olympic athlete. And there's been a couple of races where Mo Farah or Meb Klaveski, I'm not sure how you say that, have
something
actually
like that.
been at the race. And of course, they're at the very front of the line. And and some of these races have 20 to 30,000 people in them, and we're near the back. But you know what? I get one of these bibs,
Nice.
just like
Wow.
Dad wears, and you pin it on your shirt, and all of a sudden I'm not going to be able to get on the baseball field with a pro baseball player or a pro football player, but I can get in the same race with Olympic style athletes, and I'm not going to beat them, but
And me,
you know.
Paul.
That's right.
Let's not forget Sandy.
You know, that's one of the things that I would have never, before I got into it, would have never expected to see these guys that are former Olympians or that you've seen on TV that are world-class athletes. And I think they get paid to show up at these races, but
Right.
it's kind of cool that you're running the same route that they are. You're way behind them, but and then there's volunteers that hand you a cup of water and all that, just like they do on TV. And you're like, hey, that's pretty cool, And so that's one of the benefits. But I want to talk about some of the funny things that have happened. In fact, this weekend we had a chance to go to a lake that's about an hour from Lubbock, and people don't think there's any lakes near Lubbock, but there's a few. They're small, but
There are. Yep.
yeah, this is White River Lake, which is almost dried up, but it's still there. And anyway, before I left, I got my running gear, I got my shoes, shorts, that kind of thing, and I put them in, and so my shoes were in the bottom of the closet, and I don't know. They were turned upside down.
Oh, mismatch.
Different
I just
shoes.
threw them in my bag like Saturday morning before all the bad weather started hitting. I thought, well, I'm going to go for a short run, and I looked at my shoes, and I bought two different shoes, and they're both left feet. So
Oh.
it wasn't even like it was a pair. So
Paul.
I had to run in my lawn mowing shoes, but I still got to go out. And, so
That's so
just
funny.
Some of the fun things. And Sandy was talking about, and I wanted to show this off. This is a medal that I'm having to get used to.
Is that
I don't know if
a bell?
See, but that's a cowboy hat.
Oh.
It's a bell.
Oh wow!
And
It's
so
a bell
this
and a
was,
cowboy hat.
Okay.
At the Fort Worth Cowtown race, it was February 29th and March 1st, and so it hit right before all of the quarantine, and there was 20-something thousand people there, and it took me 3 hours to run the half marathon, but the guy that finished first, he got the same. I got the same thing he got. So, that's just one of those. I remember they have what's called an expo the day before the race, and they had that medal out on the table, and this lady came up and said, "Wow, that's nice. I'll never like that." And the man behind he finished the race, you get that medal. And she thought it was like for first place.
Oh wow!
Oh, really?
That's
Aw.
what she said.
Ouch. Someone had to let her down slowly, huh?
I think
Or she came to that realization on her own. Poor thing. So, Paul, someone asked earlier, someone asked you a question up here, and they wanted to know, what do runners prefer, half marathon or full?
Sandy, what do you think?
They prefer to run whatever it is that they have trained for correctly.
Good.
They don't like to just blindly choose one, flip a coin, Sandy, or something like that?
Well,
No, because I can tell you that I ran a half marathon, my very first one, and I had just showed up occasionally. I sprinkled in a training or so, and then I thought, yes, I'll run this half marathon. And I came on and I saw some people and I was sizing them up, kind of like that snake sizes you up. And I thought, oh, as long as I can beat her and him and those people, then I should be fine. So here I am. I'm starting doing really good, and then all of a sudden, these people that I thought were slow were just trotting right on beside me. I mean, leaving me in the dust. And so it was then that I learned that there is a reason for training, and there is a reason to hydrate properly, and all these other things that Paul has been telling me for years.
And
that
And humility.
and eating correctly and humility, a lot of humility.
Yeah.
And so, yes,
They
So
call it a
people
race,
prefer-
but it's not really a race. You don't treat it like that,
right. No.
especially if you're not that type of athlete. If you're not going for the
Right.
Olympics, if you're not going for, world records or whatever.
And so what
Sure.
I have learned then is the only person that I need to be better than is the person that I was yesterday, not the other people that were
That you're sizing up.
yes, that I thought, oh, I can get them. Nope, I learned my lesson.
Right.
Here's another question, Paul.
Joe, I think. Oh yeah.
It says, that's what I need to know. How can I get fit by eating gummy bears while watching the Hallmark Channel all day?
That's a different marathon to train
You know-
for, Carrie.
After you win the hot dog eating contest, come and see Paul.
That's right. We watch that every year on July the 4th, don't we?
We do watch that.
You know
Paul,
what?
what's our website that we can plug so everybody can go look at it and look at registration and all that good
Yeah.
stuff?
Well, it's the umbrella organization is called USA Fit, USAFIT, and then Lubbock
Mhm.
would be our chapter. So USAFitLubbock.com.
Okay.
And we have a really good Facebook page where we put all our fun events and things that we do socially on that. So there it is, USAFit.com.
That's it right there? Okay.
Well,
Yeah, man,
yeah.
Okay.
USAFit, yeah.
I see the page right now. So yeah, if you guys can, take a visit over there. And if you're interested and you want to join Sandy and Paul after all this is cleared back up and we can get back out towards each other.
But
Yes.
I'm going to go back to the question about the Hallmark Channel. I've watched the show enough to know that you have good fun with it. But even if you're, like I'm a Law and Order fanatic, and there's 450
Oh,
episodes
yeah.
of Law and Order.
There's a lot.
There's probably that many Hallmark movies. So
Probably.
if you want to get fit, catalog those Hallmark movies and make your notes. And I mean, there's different games that you play, whether it's physical or mental fitness. And I know that. Now I don't know about the gummy bears, but
I
How
think
many
they have sugar-free
colors?
gummy bears.
how many sizes? I don't know.
I was offered gummy bears on my very first half marathon because I was running out of steam, and the girl had gummy bears and she offered me some, and they were soft and hot. She
You know
had them in a baggie though.
Everything gummy is on my list of things that I hate.
It's
Is it really, Joe?
I can't stand gummies. Ah.
really? You would have hated these because these were warm from being in her.
Oh, see, that's even worse.
Warm sounds nasty. It sounds a little gross. But you have to, being the baker, you have to, you make candy like it's hot and it's put in these molds. It's like jelly. It puts in the molds and then you wait for it to cool down. So,
I
Yeah.
think Joe wants you to mail him some.
No,
oh, that's right. What's your
don't.
favorite flavor, Joe?
It's the ghost flavor of nothing.
Black. I heard black licorice in there, guys.
Black licorice.
I
That's
learned so
hate.
much from you guys. I really did.
Well, thank you, Paul. I appreciate you coming on tonight. It was a
yes.
blast.
Thank you so much, Paul. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Thank you
I'm
for
sorry I was
listening
late.
and telling us putting our words against us. I appreciate that so much.
Thanks for taking notes, Paul.
Well, it's one of those things. I didn't want to come on just totally unexpecting what you do talk about, but I did want to share one more picture
Sure.
of running, and Sandy and Eric have experienced this. It's something you can do with your spouse. which we've had a lot of fun with. So here's a picture of my wife and I at one
Carol
of
of
the
Light.
best runs in Lubbock. It's called the Carol of Lights run. It's on the Texas Tech campus when all the Christmas lights are out, and it's just something we've done together and enjoy doing. And
That is awesome.
So that's another benefit. It's something that my wife and I can do together, and we really enjoy it. So I just want to encourage you guys and all the people that are watching, the millions of people that are watching worldwide.
Millions.
You know,
Yes.
this show is just going to grow and grow. And
Thanks, Paul.
I can say that I was, here at the start. I mean, it was really good. So,
Awesome.
thanks for having me.
Paul,
Thank you for
so much
joining.
for joining us. We really appreciate your time and
Thank you, Paul.
what you did for us. I really very much appreciate it.
Yeah, for your you stayed up late to hang out with us, and you unintentionally inspired me to maybe start a running career. We'll see.
Well, now I can go to bed.
Well, you have a good night, sir. All right.
Good night, Paul.
Paul, thank you so much.
Thanks, Paul.
Bye.
I didn't mean to hang up on him like that.
Oh yeah, man. Paul was man. I don't even see how you can even run. He's so
he's so
full of
fun.
stories.
He, that's why I'm always that's why we get along, because we both are full of stories. Paul can talk for days just like I can.
Exactly. Yeah, and I love the fact that he was bringing back words that I said yesterday, because I never expect somebody to use my
Do
words.
their homework
Right, exactly.
and remember
I
things
would
like
ex-
that.
I kind of expect that. Like, I kind of expect
he's-
that.
He staged those questions too, because
Yeah, he
he's
did.
like, I have a question for you based on your words that you said yesterday, but don't come at me, bro. This is
had
my
you-
show.
He had you right in his crosshairs.
I really enjoyed it. I loved it. So it was awesome. Thank you so much, Sandy, for bringing him on.
Well, I'm so glad he was able to do it, even through all the technical difficulties.
So
Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
I have, well, when it was warmer, I was walking around the park, and I've kind of, since it got cold, I haven't done it in these last couple of days. So I feel like I'm the worst one right now about doing something and staying fit, because I took 2 naps today.
Hi, everybody. My name is Joe, and I took 2 naps.
Right. Is that like a brag or something?
Yeah,
Right?
it's like, maybe I should have gotten up and done something.
You
So
know
I didn't.
what? I think I might just kick you out of the show for that. Maybe I just mute you or something real quick. And let me and Sandy finish this out.
Right. Yeah, let us that roughed it and didn't take a nap today.
Right. I even stood up 3 times and ran in place, and you're over here taking a nap.
I'm like, it's still good I'm still good. I got time.
Right. Got plenty of time.
Randy's bringing on the guests, so I don't have to worry about that. And okay, yeah.
Joe's like, "Are you going to do sound check with him?" This was at 9:00. He goes, "Are you going to do sound check with him? Because I'm taking my nap."
I need to finish up my nap.
Oh no, you didn't.
He did. And at first I was like, "No, you go ahead." And I was like, "Oh wait, I got my Surface right here next to me. I'll just use that." And so I was like, "Yeah."
That's
As you can
funny.
tell, I'm just going through all the posts while Paul was talking. I got to remember. So in case you guys ever wonder, I try not to post the comments when our guests are talking, just because they can get distracted real easily. So it's not that we're forgetting you,
Right.
but just for you two to know, that's what I'm doing. I know we're about to
So-
end up, so
I was going to tell y'all know how Paul was showing you that bib. So like on big races, you can actually personalize your bib, put your name or whatever it is that you want to put on there. So one of my very first races that actually I could personalize my bib, put my name on it, no big deal. And so I'm running and I hear, "Good job, Sandy, good job." And I'm like, how do they know my name? And so then I kept running, and it was just like, and then "You got it, Sandy, you can do it." And I'm just like, this is so weird. Like, where's my name? Anyways, on my bib, and I forgot that. I mean, I felt so dumb afterwards. I'm like, oh, that's how they knew my name.
You're like, oh, I have my name tag on. So
Yes, hello, my name is. Yeah, I
but
felt
Priscilla
really,
even
really
joined
dumb.
it. Sorry, so Priscilla even joined us while she was working out and stopped in to say hi. That's
Well,
awesome.
thanks, Priscilla. That's awesome.
that's
No joke.
cool. I love it when the people are working out and actually listen to our show or watch our show, because I
Right.
can tell you I am not working out while I'm watching or listening to our show.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. So if you want to do something, a small fitness that you could say, everybody has at least 5 minutes, right? 6
Mhm.
minutes, 7 minutes.
Sure.
Okay. Joe Baker.
I know. I'm like, what is this?
Joe Baker. There's an app. It's called the 7 minute workout.
Oh yes.
You just so you just do that.
This is deja vu.
You just do your 7 minute workout and you're done for the day.
right.
And then you can bump it up to 14, and then
Yeah.
whatever
Oh, you
comes
bump
after
it up.
14.
Yeah,
No,
because
it's
Because I was
just
thinking, you know what's better than 7-minute workouts?
the 8.
6-minute workouts.
You know what's better than 7-minute workouts? 2-hour naps. Let me tell you about the 2-hour naps. Come
One
on.
more time.
Joe,
One more time.
come on now.
One
One
more.
more time about a nap.
Come on,
Yeah,
nappers.
I'm
Let's
gonna
get
knock it off.
together. Let's all come together and we can nap at the same time. Let me tell you.
I don't know if
Nappers
no-
unite.
Like movement.
Yeah.
Hashtag nap together. That's it.
No, I'm not hearing this. Let's see how far that goes, Joe.
Sorry, I'm- Oh gosh. What is going on? Sandy,
It's a new movement, people.
you had an explosion. I thought it was like a sound effect at first, and then it ended up.
No, that was just. We're gonna have to figure that
You'll
out.
have to watch you rewatch it. It sounds so funny though. It was so funny. Okay, just know that. Love. We're not only agree with.
Well, it's time to wrap this show up. We're already over a minute and a half, people. What are we doing?
Okay, I'm muting myself. I'm trying to be calm so that we don't have any sound
There you go.
explosions.
There you go. All right, we're ready to wrap it up, Jamie.
Are we?
Yeah.
All right. Wait, I got one more question. I want to know what C19 meant, Christy. You don't have to answer right now live, but if you could put it in the comments.
19, silly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. I was just seeing if she did.
Well,
You ruined it for her. Look, and then Andrea said it's the you got a ghost. Oh, she's got a ghost in the machine.
Yeah, she's talking about the sound.
We are. I know. We're gonna troubleshoot that after this. But anyway, thanks everyone. I hope you can come back tomorrow night to join us for whatever Wednesday.
Oh,
And we've got a special guest, I think,
Yeah.
lined up for tomorrow, right, Joe?
we do. Yes.
Yes. So,
I'm not going to tell you about him, but he's
are you sure? You know-
right? No, but he is an actor and he is from the Lubbock area. He's going to be starring in a couple of awesome series coming up. He's actually been in 13 Reasons Why, and I think he just got signed on to do The Real World. So it's somebody that, that not just us acting in front of this webcam. He
What are you
actually
talking about? I'm not
Hey,
acting.
I'm not acting.
You're acting, Joe?
This is good as it gets.
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah,
He gets paid for it. He gets
Yeah,
paid for it,
he
though.
gets paid for it. Yeah. So
the
definitely
difference.
tune in tomorrow. And he's got a really motivational, he really want to talk about some motivation stuff. So I think it'll be a good show.
Awesome. Remember to wash your hands.
For 20 seconds.
You filthy animals.
Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
everybody.
Have a good night.